Bonjour et bienvenue en Championnat National de France. I think on Twitch I've still not changed it, it's spelt wrong. But anyway, welcome back to the French National Championship. We are about 2 minutes away from getting started with the top 32 matchup. Please bear in mind that strobing effect you can see, nothing I could do about that in the end yesterday. Just seems to be something about the ambience in the venue that just causes a lot of flickering on certain camera types. Like I said, worked perfectly fine in Manchester, worked perfectly fine in Valencia, but today got that strobing effect on it. I'll have to do some tests later. I'm ready to go, they're ready to go. Where? Merci. And so the match will get underway in 1 moment.
Pour le side event X-Wing, je vous invite à venir à la table 201, on va procéder aux inscriptions.
You guys are on, okay?
C'est parti, vous vous tenez la main, et on ne chuchote pas dans les rangs, merci.
Yeah, you too. Have you been on stream before? Have you been on before? Have you been on stream before? No, me neither.
time.
Yeah, me neither.
Let me go onto the website. Make sure I fix that now rather than let it continue. Okay.
So I get a nice exciting start.
Yes.
Pour le side event X-Wing, c'est votre adversaire qui contrôlera votre liste. Et si c'est pas vous aurez le regard de la honte de votre adversaire. Et on
So yeah, welcome back to the Top 32 Championship, Top 32 from the French National Championship. We are seeing Laurent Dussart from Brest, France, playing Fenrau with Predator, Palop Godalki with Debris, Gambit, Moldy Crow, and Han Solo with Trick Shot, 000, Rigged Cargo Shoot, Hull Upgrade. Didn't put that on, did you, Simon? No, you didn't. Hull Upgrade. Yep. Hull Upgrade, Lando's Millennium Falcon, and a Hot Shot Gunner against Paul Owen from London, UK. Paul Owen won the initiative roll-off and handed the initiative, or should I say first player, off to Luan. They both seem pretty convinced that this would be that would be the most important decision of the whole game, and Paul was very happy to have won the roll-off. He's playing the Jakku Gunrunner, Halab Godalhi with Moldy Crow and Debris Gambit, so very similar on both sides of the table there. Cavill with a Han Solo Gunner, Iron Cannon Turret, and a Fenrau. So there's some symmetry here with a Jakku Gunrunner and Cavill in exchange for a Han Solo. That Han Solo is really cheap. The thing was is that I was looking through the lists. I've just published them on Facebook, the top 32 lists. I wanted to try and get a Rebel on, but a lot of the Rebels were up against Punishers, and I saw Punishers pretty much every single game yesterday. So I tried to find lists that were a little bit different than what I was seeing yesterday. And looking through the pairings, this was a pairing that had, on both sides of the table, slightly different lists. So I decided to go in for that one. Of the top 32, let me take a look if I can bring my stat file up. Stat file, okay. Now I'm going to go here and we go F. Let's search for red line in this column. 9 red lines present in the top 32. Let's check Death Rain. Let's see how many Death Rains we got. 6. Let's check Whispers. Oh my god, 13 Whispers in top 32. Yeah, the faction spread is somewhere around 50% Scum, 60% Scum, 28%, 28% Scum, 60% Imperial, and 12. That's not right, is it? Didn't add up. That's because I was missing 1 Imperial. So that should be 20. There we go. Yes, it does. So 60% Imperial, 27% Scum, 28% Scum, and 12% Rebel. 4 Rebels, 9 Scum, and 20 Imperials in the top 32 cup. Was it like they say? Well, Fallout's very topical at the moment, and as they say in Fallout, war never changes. X-Wing, despite 2nd edition modifications, never changes. We keep getting those tops where one faction completely dominates. Certain ships are very common. Let's hope that January shows us a new horizon. I've not put the timer on. And I'll be joining the chat briefly. So out of the 9, so yeah, out of 20 Imperial lists, 13 have got Whisper. There is one TIE Swarm that I was so close to putting on, but I think that might have been a problem for me to put it on. Let me see, we've got 8 minutes, 1 hour, 8 minutes left. Start. There we go. Let me take a look here. There was 1 Imperial list that's got like, how many TIE fighters is it? 1, 2, 3, 7 TIE fighters. Okay, so if it had been the 8 TIE fighters, I'd have been in trouble because Matt Whittam stole one of my bases last the Nerf Herder Open, and so I have to replace that before I'm able to do an 8 ship swarm. And also because of the headache with the ID tokens. I would have been, if I'd have got it on, this would have been the best time. But once again, it was up against Punisher, Whisper, so Death Rain, Redline, Whisper, and yeah, too many. Let me take a look what else we got out of. Let's check Palovs. How many Palovs in the top cut? 5. How many Bobbers? 3. No, that's not going to do any good. What I can do is this though. Substitute. Okay, now I know how many ships are in each list. Average number of ships in the top 32, 3.78, 3.7185. 3.71875, sorry, is the average number of ships per list. This is moving, my mic stand is moving, hang on. Better. Is that yours, is it? Okay, Brest, yeah. Let's see what, yeah, so I wanted to double check as well. Things like the Punisher. And 13 Punishers in the top 32. That's not right, is it? Yeah, because it's not done the 14 Whispers. No, 14 Phantoms. That means we've got one that's not a. Of course, Jon Hankel's playing 2 Phantoms. He's got Echo as well. What's the HWK? How many of those have we got? 9. So out of 9 scum lists, there are 9 HWKs. And how many Palos did I say there were? Hello. 5. So we've got some tour kills and some other stuff going on. So let me get onto the chat.
You can set the timer here, okay? Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, me too, right? Everything's set and then I change.
Pour le sac des jeunes fruits, je vous le rappelle, nous ne prendrons pas au risque. C'est votre adversaire qui l'a fait.
So thank you for joining us so early in the morning. Once again, you've got a packed weekend of X-Wing. They had the Mexican Nationals yesterday. I think the Australian Nationals have just wrapped up. The Polish System Open will be starting any minute now as well, I believe, over on Raven Squadron. I am now in the chat. Let's say hello. Send. Let me try and get this first person, and I want to turn down my brightness to prolong battery life. Oh, there we go.
Yes. Also try and take a tiger.
Quite able to close to range there, Paul.
Yes.
Okay. Shooting. So, pay off.
Yes. No. Same. No triple zero, no, nothing. And no shot. Then same.
My friend, no shot. You're paid off.
Yes, because Lucaville don't. Same. On
Okay. So Palob firing on the quick jumper, I think. Gets a hit, 2 hits, and 2 evades.
My payload on your payload, range 3.
Yes.
Gets 2 focus results. Re-rolls the blank. And spends the focus to get 2.
Safe.
No damage.
Range 3.
And then the quad jumper looks like a focus and a hit. Spends the focus again. Gets to 3 evades. And back to dial. So a completely non-eventful engagement. First round of engagement. Lots to no real way of saying. I think there's obviously a symmetry here. You've got Fenrau, you've got identical Fenraus and Palobs on both sides of the table. The difference is the Han Solo versus Palob versus Jakku Gunrunner Kavil. And in this case, you've got the formation flying is pretty much the same as well. You've got like the main block, the force of the formation, trying to joust head on through the rocks, whilst Fenrau tries to flank on the far right or far left of the squadron, I should say. Not sure how drastic that strobing can be seen on the stream. I can actually notice it, but it looks worse on my screen on the actual broadcast laptop than it does on the tablet that I use to watch the stream to make sure everything's going okay and to chat.
Pour les joueurs d'Estonie, vous me laissez vos listes sur la table visibles, s'il vous plaît.
Paul is one of the more accomplished players that has yet to really take home one of those titles from the 186 squadron group. There are many players from the 186 squadron that are widely known, but Paul is probably one of the more internal stars that they've had. It's not quite managed to shine yet. Did very well at the Yavin System Open, and yeah, they even have their own little Paul. His nickname would be Paul Full On, and they even have their little Paul Full On con as a homage to the Ron Brand con that the Nova Squadron guys have. And once we get through to top 16, I'll start trying to look for people to commentate with me. But right now, there was just too much movement going on. So far this weekend, we've had Alex Burt on. And out of the 186, I think 4 of them made it through to the top, didn't they? There was Phil, Alex, Cormac, and Paul made it through to the top 32. So an excellent, I think that's pretty much all of them that came. They all made it into the top. It should be noted as well that it was a very generous top of 166 players, which I don't even think we actually reached that for much in the end. Out of 166 players signed up, 32, there was a top 32, meant that 1 in every 5 players was going to make the top anyway. Then you've got the fact that they did a cut after round 3. Anybody that had less than 2 victory points was eliminated from the tournament, meaning that the cut became a little bit more open, because obviously somebody that was like maybe on 1 win at round 3 might have gone on to win all other rounds with like a really good mob. He could have gone in, but he was now eliminated. Alright, so it was 80, then you go that 40 after round 4, 20 after round 5, 10. So there are 10 players that were like, that would have been in the possible 4 and 2 bracket that were removed. Long planning phase here. This is where the engagements are really going to happen now in the next round. So Paul's got to make sure he manages to prevent being blocked by the big base of the Millennium Falcon.
Pour le salon technique, on a 74 joueurs. On fait un dernier rappel pour le salon technique. Est-ce qu'il y a des gens qui ne sont pas inscrits? On va attendre 30 secondes pour être cool.
And Luan is carrying the escape craft on the Millennium Falcon, despite not having an escape craft in his list. It's just an aesthetic choice. And similarly, Paul has got a specially modified, I should say, Y-Wing model for Cavill based on the Clone Wars style Y-Wings. Which you see as I switch over to the main camera now. You'll see just at the back, at the top of the screen, at the back of Paul's formation, that slightly modified Y-Wing. So not quite good enough to Tractor on Palob and deciding whether or not he wants to move him.
mistake. If it's a mistake. Is that a mistake? Your foul. It was a mistake.
So it looks like Luan had read that that situation entirely. And just by the way, that when Paul said, "I'll check the beam," he said, "Yes, of course you will." It was pretty much on the cards for Luan that he was going to have to. He was going to be moved in that direction. I think even I mean, he had a pretty open space anyway. So regardless of which of the four positions he'd have ended up in, that one bank to the right would have been a perfectly acceptable solution. And if he'd have been moved forwards, he maybe even have been in an excellent position to block Palob and Cavill coming up.
Yes, focus and rotate towards this side.
I'm going to retake that target lock that I shouldn't have spent in the first already.
Palob target locks on Han.
I don't think so. They shouldn't have bumped either, same move, but thank you.
Yes, but the don't was very.
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay. Focus.
Okay. So it looks like Luan pretty much got a situation he wanted here. Let's see what Paul does with his Sven Rao. But apart from that, Luan got a pretty good kill box set up here. And then the question is, what's going to be the target priority? I think Palob is probably the squishier of the two of the targets on both lists. He rotates his arc to now be port to starboard.
Oh, that's upsetting. Like a bit.
So Paul's obviously after Han Solo. He wants to take him off the board.
On Palop, it's okay.
Completely not interested in keeping Ark on Palop in this round. Maybe
Cool, that's me.
It's okay?
Yeah, no
let's
stress.
take a look, see how,
Yes,
how the combat
so,
phase rolls out.
Triple zero shows fan. Take your stress. Calculate. Sure.
Yeah. 000 gets a free calculate for Han.
And I take your focus.
Cool. And I'll take it back.
You will take it back.
I can.
Yes, you take it back. Yep, yes.
Your fen.
Or hand.
Oh, hand, yeah.
And
Han firing on Fen,
three
range
dice.
1. Gets focus, 2 blanks. Spends the calculate to get 1 hit. It's not a bad result there for Paul.
Fen.
And then Fenrau that fires on the Jakku Gunrunner at range 1. Okay. Gets 1, 2. Pretty bad dice there on one side of the table. And takes 2 damage on the Jakku Gunrunner.
My fen, only shot range 1 onto the Falcon.
Yes.
Just as bad as yours.
Or 2 hits and a blank onto the
Same.
Falcon.
Terrible attack dice so far.
Fen, strong.
Okay, my Caval
Yes.
is shooting a payload.
Yes.
Caval firing on Palop Gaddafi. Range
So
2.
3 dice behind cannon turret. Plus 1 from Caval. I will take a stress to focus, if you don't mind, from hand.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Sorry, I slightly missed that.
Yes, you can.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 hits.
1. So 1 and the
That's
knife.
what I take.
So 2. I don't have your knife.
Oh, I've been on this. Should add it to his. Alright.
Yes.
Your payload.
My fellow.
Pour le 5 X
On Jack.
On the Jakku.
Yes. 3 dice.
parallèle, quand on sera à 40 minutes sur le main.
Focus.
Il vous reste 3 minutes 50 pour vous mettre en place.
Hit and a crit on Jakku Gunrunner.
No sensor in. On you.
Damage sensor array.
My payload and your payload.
Yes.
Palop Gaddafi fires on Palop Gaddafi.
Then the target lock.
1 hit and a focus. Rerolls with the target lock. Gets 3 and a crit. Rolls 1 evade.
So
hit
take
and crit.
1 shield. So
Hits and crits.
hit and crits. Hit and crits. After I execute no run 1 for 1.
Sounds like a. I'll put that card down. I can tell you what it
You're
is.
going to do. Because you're high.
Yes.
Oh, if you don't.
If I don't.
Oh, loose
Don't go
stabilizer.
So
Yeah.
I don't take damage.
That's cool.
Full crit.
And the Jakku, unmodified, range 1 into hand.
Yes. 1.
Oh!
Jakku Gunrunner rolls 3 focus results.
So you use
I use pay-ups.
and up.
Yeah, and that goes in.
So Palop with that tractor beam token there took a serious amount of damage and left himself in a bit of a difficult situation for the next round. Although at the same time, next round he's probably not going to be in many arcs, unless Paul wants to disengage and chase down Palop, which I can't see really happening. They're very tightly packed, so.
On Jack.
And Palop's iron, so Paul knows where he's going to be, but can he bring anything round to really face him? And without risking having Han Solo, maybe K-turn behind his entire squadron, or maybe not just K-turn, just kind of like trundle on ahead, rotate arc back. Leapfrogging over all of Paul's squadron. And then Fen Rao's coming in as well. Fen Rao had a good attack, but the rest of Luan's attacks this round didn't quite work out so well. I guess really what we're looking at here is that Luan has an extra die roll. Sorry, Paul has an extra die roll that Luan doesn't have. And my leg's gone to sleep. Ow.
Pour le sliding swing, c'est parti. Maintenant, c'est la force matérielle. Pour le top 32 du swing, vous êtes sous les 40 minutes.
40 minutes to go. Round. Let's see. Pretty long planning phases we've had, but like I say, it's like in this situation there's a lot to think about for Paul, and Luan, to his credit, has got his dials down pretty quickly. He definitely sees where he wants to go and knows what he wants to do. I was speaking to Luan before we started. Luan, last time I was here for the National Championship in June. No, June was the System Open. The National Championship was last August in 2017. And Luan, in their team, they have this this tradition where the person who did the worst in the last tournament has to wear some sort of silly costume to the next tournament. So when he showed up at the National Championship last year, he was dressed as a giant pink bunny. Someone else from his team today is dressed as is wearing the Borat thong.
Yes. I don't understand.
Okay. The Borat thong. I didn't get to see it though, and I saw the thong when I came in. They were waving it around, but I didn't see who was wearing it.
You flip.
He's got an extra damage card.
4, yes. 1 hold, yes.
On Jakku.
Solo cabin. Sorry. Palop. 1. Stress. Nothing.
Huh?
Unique. stress.
Palop went through the debris field, took stress, but didn't get any damage. It is a slow match, it's true, but like I say, it's kind of a situation. They've kind of got themselves into a jousty situation. There's a lot of delicacy now involved in the maneuvers. The planning phases have become quite long. This is now the fifth turn of the match so far in about half, and we're at the halfway stage.
Subtil à la table d'arbitrage. Subtil.
Yes.
And yeah, there's not. And Paul, fully blinged out. He's got his ships, his special customized model for the Y-wing. He's got his he's got those special turret markers, acrylic turret markers on the base. It looks like he bumped the Falcon with Fenn and not Palop.
Oh, well, that's going to be virtually impossible to do, right? Have you got your corner?
He's got his pink templates. He's got his his kit bag is stuffed of shinies. Let's put it that way. It's interesting how, like, in the last how things have changed in the last few years. Where before it was all about the prize support stuff you could get. And that still is the case, but now we were a lot more focused on what on the other shinies like that we can get from the community partners. The quality accessories being produced now are pretty much amazing, and in most cases rivaling the official price support, especially in the case of templates. Templates are for example, the new templates being produced by people like Curl Paw, Kogotu, where they're using full color printing, UV printing on the underside of the templates. Obviously, in comparison to the Nationals templates that they're here to win today, the black and orange, when you see the black and orange up close, it's the paint quality on the orange isn't really that fantastic. I mean, yes, they're nice, they look nice, but it does. It could be a little bit better, is basically what I'm trying to say. And for example, the system open prices, which some Polish players are going to be the first people to. Merci beaucoup. Are going to be the first people to take home this weekend. If they're anything like this, the Mandalorian templates we had at last System Open, they're or the R2D2 ones from the European Championship, the Continental Championships of 2017, there's a huge risk of that stuff just being scratched off. 3 hits, 1 goes through on Fenn. Gets 3 and 2 focus, re-rolls 1. Looks like he gets 2.
Fen. 3. Okay.
And now Paul gets the opportunity to fire with Fenn round. For example, I remember. Well, I'll wait until after we get back to Dars to talk about this.
Or do I shoot? Interesting question.
Oh, balls.
Hands taken 2. Hands taken 2. 2 damage.
Yes, take 1 machine. 1 machine.
Shoot hand.
Okay, so Fenn round, pulls Fenn, fires on Han Solo. Whoa! 1, 2 hits, 1 on the crit, rolls a focus,
1 and 1 crit.
takes 1 on the crit.
Weapon failure.
Weapons failure.
Good. Can you fix that? You can fix that.
Yeah, actually.
Cavill,
Yes.
Han Solo.
Okay.
So range 1 iron cannon,
Yes.
5 dice.
Okay.
You've got 2 of 8s. So if I do that, so 1 damage, dead.
Yes.
Dead one for Palop. Let me get that off the board. There we go. And Paul Owen pulls ahead to 52 points.
Is it range 1? I don't know.
I think it's
It must be right. If
It was. Yes.
yeah. No, so can I get?
Yeah, it's 2 and a blank. Rolls a blank and a focus. So takes 2.
So you had 14 health. Oh, sorry, you had 12 health to start with. And I have done 7. So half points.
And back to dial. So yeah, the Mandalorian templates from the System Open series from 2018 have been plagued, and similarly the R2D2 templates from the European Championship, North American Championship, North American Championship from 2017. I remember George Della Pina being quite disappointed at how badly his one straight has become damaged, and to the point where he was asking, he was offering to pay for FFG to produce a new one for him. And we have Francois Corre playing in the top 32 today. He was famous for having received a pretty heavily damaged set of Mandalorian templates from the start, and eventually was able to get enough spares to get a full set that was acceptable. And we spent a long while trying to work out how to best protect them with varnishes or sticky back plastic coatings or similar stuff to that. And in the end, just ended up deciding to just leave it, as any other method of trying to preserve them would have just done just as much damage to them. Coming up to the last part of the game now, 28 minutes to go. And for now, Owen has not managed to do enough damage. There's no way at that range 1 encounter in that last round that he shouldn't have taken something off the board. And he's left with only having damaged the Jakku Gunrunner. And Paul's list could basically lose the Jakku Gunrunner and not really make any difference at this time. At this point especially, but even earlier.
Check again. Yesterday, the last game yesterday, I checked and then I still turned the fender the wrong way.
You can vote.
My Jakku fears nothing.
That said, the method of printing those new templates, those color templates, but by as official price support, I do like it. The way it's printed on top, as opposed to the Kogo 2 method, for example, which is UV printed on the underneath of clear plastic. It gives a different look. It's a little bit, for me, it's a little bit more interesting to look at being painted on, but I don't know, it just needs to be a bit more resistant to damage more than anything else. In the top 32, we've got several representatives. Like I said before, 4 members of the 186 squadron made it in. I think that's it as far as British are concerned. We've got several Spanish players through to the top 32. Let me double check what I've got here on my screen. The Cades. Where is he? Ruben. But for now, I don't have any results. Abril as well. Utsi. Sebastian.
It's on your side.
Sebastian.
Let's put him back and mark it.
When the game's finished, they let me know who wins. Okay. Okay.
This is not worth
Oriol Barnes goes through to top 16. Yeah. Okay. But when there are more as well.
We should have just.
Let me see. Oriol Barnes. Okay, he's the first player through to top 16. And I believe he defeated the Thai Swarm. Maybe. Let me have a look here. Where's that Thai Swarm gone?
My turn?
Yep, Oriol Barnes defeated the 7 Thai Swarm. Ooh, so now waiting to see some more results.
Thought about rotating the arc backwards. Should have done it. Got that wrong.
I launch.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oops.
Launches a rig cargo chute. Sounds like that's something that Paul hadn't thought of.
Balls.
Huh?
That is not good.
Might just clear it.
Be okay this turn, but. Barrel roll, you say?
Now, he's trying to make sure you can get out of from behind that debris cloud for the next round. And if he moves back, he would be able to bank out, but then he's got another debris cloud on his right anyway. So
I'd forgotten about that. That was really lucky. Sorry. Your fed.
0.
Or,
Calculate or stress?
calculate, please.
Yes. Unstress?
I did unstress. I didn't unstress.
Unstress?
Yeah.
Okay. That's on Fen. Wanna try?
Yeah.
firing on Fen gets 2 hits. Fen rolls enough evades.
Fan.
My Fen.
That's bad for Luan.
3 on Fen.
Yep. 2.
2.
Oh, good fan.
Again.
And rolls again. So once again, Luan has a turn where he fails to do any damage at all onto Paul's list. And Paul just takes out his screwdriver and starts to remove pieces from Luan's list. Hitting a crit on the defending Falcon, and it's a console fire.
I take one, I launch one dice.
So. Decision before. I need to decide before I.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I understand.
Oh god, it's so close. So close. Oh, seems like a mistake. That and a stress.
So he uses the hand solo gunner on Calville to take a focus.
No, nothing ranged.
And Calville fires.
That's this
So
time.
2 dice at range 2.
Range 2 attack, 3 dice.
And crit.
Hit and crit. Rolls 1 evade, takes a crit.
No. After I perform an action, 1 dice.
It's a
Stress.
That's not too bad, right? That could have been worse.
That's the
but,
same fan.
but when Cavill's hitting Fen, so
Panicked
range 2
pilot.
primary.
No,
unobstructed.
panicked pilot.
Yes.
Blinded pilot.
1 dice.
Wounded pilot. The third damage card in the deck.
How much health have you got left?
4, I think.
He's got 2 hits and 1 hit, 1 crit and a focus. Spends the focus. So 2 hits and a crit, down to 1 hull point.
And crits.
Fuel leak.
After take fuel leak. Oh, it's okay. Jakku.
Range 2 or range 3?
Range 3, I think.
Yeah, range 3.
You can kill Fen.
Yeah, range 3.
Fen don't want defend us. Don't want attack, don't want defend.
Oh, Paul won the War Ball Regional last against Simeon Delapino, world champion, early this year. Simeon made the final with the I think he was playing the IG Brobots there as well. That was in about March or April time, just before the World Championships, and maybe before. It was in March. And Paul won that regional. It was a pretty big regional as well. They had to play it over 2 weekends. They had so many players signed up that they had to do like 2 flights the first weekend, and then the top players had to come back for the next weekend to play the top. It was a really mad, absolutely crazy regional, and Paul ended up being victorious there.
Worried now because in the rear arm.
And I can't
Don't really wanna
remember
be in your ear,
how well he did in the UK Nationals recently, but we are seeing he's got templates and range rulers from them. So, pretty good.
Les 10 à la table d'arbitrage, ça en fait les 10.
I think points is quite close.
Pour le main event X-Wing, il vous reste 17 minutes. Et quand vous terminez votre partie, je vous demanderai d'inscrire le score pour la grande feuille que vous avez.
Top 4 at UK Nationals was Paul.
Do something. So you don't kill Jakku. You don't fight, don't defend.
Right.
I can kill this fellow.
Looks like they're ready to go. Oh, still got one dial. But yeah, Han Solo, not much you can do this round. Fen is very close to that debris. I think he's cleared it.
I nearly made a mistake. Nearly flew payload into the back of Fen.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's okay for me. Yes.
Okay.
Jack.
I warned them about moving in front of the camera.
Have you got one? Your one?
The one I.
Is yours. First.
Yes. Payload.
Push. Focus.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Kevin.
So payload focuses up.
Fen. 3.
And Fen in a delicate position here as well, because he's got that tractor beam token now. So he's going to be rolling one fewer dice when defending. And there's not much. I mean, we might even see Han get taken off the board before Paul starts shooting, just because he's got that console fire.
Nice, now to see if you get another focus.
Ah, yes, roll another dice. Nothing.
Eric,
It's okay.
on prend pas de 13.
Console fire.
Yeah,
Uses
choice.
the action to
Good
flip it
choice.
down.
Mine's
I
on a
rolled
bit
two
too
blank.
fast there.
Blink another. Don't want to die this time. So.
And I can take a focus. Yeah. The first time all game. Okay.
So.
Start of activation, you first.
Bella.
Yeah, you first.
Ah, yes, yes, you first.
And I
000.
calculate.
Calculate. Yes.
And then Payload, I think you can steal Fence
Yes,
focus.
I think you can. I didn't check. Yes. And on Fenra.
Okay, so
2 dice.
Han fires on Fen. rolls a hit and another hit, I think. And one evade, one focus, and two
Well, that's
blanks.
upsetting.
Spends the focus.
You're on your.
Actually, I wouldn't have done that.
Only
He's
if you must use. You don't must. If you don't use it, you use it
Oh,
for
yeah.
nothing.
Okay, well that's a good decision.
Good.
and he had to use it anyway because they trick the
Range
Raise
3.
3 obstructions.
trick shot.
Mount.
Oh, fucking good.
So,
One focus and two crits is what it looks like here. So it looks like he's taking a crit,
Panic pilot.
and that's a panic pilot. Takes double stress.
oh
I mean, well, it's not going to make that much difference at this stage, is it? Though. I mean, here goes Han Solo. Yeah.
Just crit.
no. Yes.
Hit, crit,
Yes.
dead.
Yes. Take and one crit.
And the blinded pilot was the crit that came out. 10 minutes to go in the round. Paul Owen dead ahead on points here.
Range 2.
2 dice.
Luan 48, 130 points. Luan. He's got half points for Fan. He's got half points for Jakku, but he's not able to seal this stuff down.
That's not good.
No, it's not good. So, but now Paul's got. Okay, Miguel Angel Fela Verdejo. Morfeo also proceeds through the top 16.
So points wise, can we work out where we are? 950 points, so I know what I'm doing. Oh, I've not got my phone. Oh, here.
Well, I think
So you
it's
have
okay for you. Huh?
14.
Yeah, I think you can work it out pretty easily. He's only got Fenrao left, and you've got the same Fenrao. So,
Okay.
and then you only lost half points on your Fenrao.
148 points. I think.
Yeah,
Oh no, he's got Predator on
okay.
one. Okay, so it's a little bit different.
It is okay.
I can't run away.
Yeah. Don't run for time. I agree.
You can flip stress. You know the
So,
ça.
by the way.
Bert Alexander, s'il vous plaît, à la table d'arbitrage. Bert Alexander. Alexander, can you come to the judge table, please?
And we still got some more results coming in. I'm not sure I can see Alex Burt's table
Okay.
here.
Good. So me, he's going to one hard. Do you know where it is? Goes hit. Good. How you going?
Yes.
And he's going to focus.
Okay. Bella.
Now,
Just study players.
turn feel like you were coming through here.
Everybody's ready?
Thanks, Paul, for the excellent camera angle. I warned you.
Target not to be aggressive. Evade to be sensible.
I don't know.
And Pavel, could you mark the Jakku?
Yes.
I will.
It looks like Alex Burt was eliminated by Paul Mandin.
Take the off.
Ah,
It was
retake.
supposed to have, like,
Ah,
two
sorry.
off.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it was. I couldn't decide, right? It was one or the other. But I made the right decision. I think.
Good job.
So yeah, I think this is where we're going to see the end of
I need to
Fenrau
drag you
from
into,
one side of the
into
table.
my list as well, if you chase me.
Sebastian. Sebastian.
Okay. No tokens. Then on whoever you like. Cavill or kill the Jakku?
Kill the Jakku. I will try. Range 1, I think.
I agree.
Yes.
Come on, back. That is
Yes.
enough. Didn't even try. Didn't even try.
Yes.
Okay.
Fuel leak.
There goes the Jakku anyway. Yeah, I've confirmed Alex Burt is out.
Okay, Cavill. Place the stress and
Yes.
focus.
So,
5 dice. We'll reroll the target. Spend 4.
for evade.
Yep.
And
Oh, nearly. 1 damage.
we got 3 evades.
No ion.
No,
No ion. He's trying, he's really trying.
can die.
And then range 2 here.
Giving Paul half points with the
And
Yeah.
that's enough to focus.
Yes.
wounded
Oh,
pilot.
he's really trying.
Just wake up.
It's like, oh, where's everyone?
And they go back to dials, and this will be the last turn. They've got 3 minutes to go.
He can do it. You're correct.
Is
I
when
take action
take
so I get
action,
stressed.
well,
Yeah.
but I take 2 action, no stress.
So it's fine. It's nothing.
Next action, I think stress. I think probably even if I can
I think whatever you kill.
I think-
Yeah, I think you. Because at the half points, right? I think.
yes.
So not much to really say here. Just Paul, just even if he's got time's up. This is the last round. He can try and take. It makes no difference. There's no MOV doesn't really count for anything. This is the elimination stage. So you know, yeah. Not just a question of just playing this round out now. Golly gosh.
Nice.
Focus and you need your action.
Yeah. table off. Focus. Just focus. Empty. Good, good, good.
I can do more.
Okay.
It's a pilot who has deal some damage on.
Deal some damage.
No. During the combat phase, it's pilot who destroy film with 2 dice.
Yes. Yeah.
I do same.
You
with
might
Anne.
blow my pen up, right?
So we've got some rebels in top 16 already.
Oh, it's not range 1. That's a disaster.
Boost.
Jon Hanku and Abril Andoni proceed through the top 16. Okay. Wrong button.
So,
Who are you shooting?
Fen,
Yeah, seems good.
let's try range 2. Kill him.
Oh,
Maybe.
No, it's
one crit. Nope, nothing happening there. So there's no more points left to be lost on Paul's side of the table. Everything's to see about whether or not Paul can take Fenrir off the table. Takes a crit.
stand pilot.
Stunned pilot.
And paylock, range 2.
Get him.
One a crit hit and a crit. Blank.
Well played, dude.
Dead.
Don't
Désolé, loin. Do I say that correctly? Is it loin?
Yes,
Yes?
it's okay.
Okay, let me try and turn down because they're talking over there. Okay, both of you were saying that the initiative role was the most important
Yes.
thing in that match. Try and explain how important that was.
It's important because which one have initiative can go this fan on the other fan, and I don't have initiative. So when Anne activate, I can rotate Turrell
Yeah.
on the great on a fan or another target.
Yeah.
So it's very complicated. And during yesterday,
Yes.
when I have initiative, I let him, and some guys came backward on Anne, and I put the rock on him.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
can trigger something, and
So people
it's-
come up from
yes,
behind on
yes.
Han, and you drop the rigged cargo chute on them. And even Paul saw that was a surprise for
Yes.
him when that happened, but he was able to get away from it.
so it's very close when I play.
Yeah,
I put
absolutely.
it. It's okay.
You struggled a lot to put any damage on his
Yes.
side of the table, huh?
Yes.
You managed to get a grand total of. You managed to get rid of the Jakku gun run eventually, so that's 5, and 2 hit points
Yes.
on Fen. So virtually non-existent as far as combat is concerned. Was that something that was down to dice entirely, or were you just not able to get? Because at the beginning you had a pretty good kill box.
Yes.
But you just weren't able to get the dice results. Okay, I've got Ursula, Utsi, Ruben Cleo, and Cristobal Paphos. Okay, yep. You explain,
Yes.
Messi.
I think I not have good dice, but only it's not the only way I lose. I think I chose the wrong target for the first shot. Probably focus on Palab, but if I don't have initiative, I can Fen can boost focus and rape Anne Solo.
Okay, poor choice of words, but we'll let you go for the language difference. So yeah, it was just a question of you had some pretty bad dice rolls to
Yes.
begin with, and you weren't able to capitalize on the
Yes.
good positioning you had got at the beginning of the game. And in
I
his
think-
case, it kind of went a bit more
I
in his
think
favor.
Anne can kill for the second time shot, for second turn shot.
Yeah.
I think Anne can probably kill Fen with 2 range 1.
Yeah.
Calculate 3 dice. He can activate this Concorde. He can have evade.
Yeah.
He roll natural evade, and it's
Yeah.
over.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Merci
Thank you.
beaucoup. Désolé. Bonne chance pour la prochaine.
Thank you.
Okay. Sit down, Paul. Okay, well done, Paul. Top 16. Following in the footsteps of Dale, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think we're going to get that far.
Right.
But
you had 4 186 players in the top.
Yeah, I've just heard everyone else is.
Everyone else is out.
Out.
Yeah, I didn't get the results on everybody else. I know Alex was out.
Yeah, Phil, I
Cormac
think, got unlucky, flipped a rock in the end.
well, Francois is an excellent player, so there's nothing to be ashamed of there.
I've not heard about
Cormac. You've not heard?
I think he's lost, but I don't know sort of what happened.
I've ticked the box now, you see. Okay, well that screen won't be put on screen until I know for sure. So you both said the initiative roll-off was one of the most important parts of the game. Yeah. Move yourself a little bit closer so it's not like... explain, is it just about Fenrau? What else is there to think of with regards
So we had crossover. Obviously, Fen and Han are both BS6.
Yeah.
And Han is a potential issue for Fen because I can't stress myself because he gets extra dice. He's got 000, so that range 1 where I want to be is not as attractive as it normally is. And also Palobs. So my Palob being able to react to where he goes and to take back anything he steals is also really huge. So that was 2 pieces of massive luck. That was really lucky, and then the debris gambit, the debris field, the rig cargo shoot halfway through the game. I'd forgotten.
No,
about
yeah,
it.
you made it pretty clear.
I completely forgotten about it, and it was just complete luck that I didn't hit it.
You was able to barrel out of the way. Yeah.
So that wasn't skill. That was just me being lucky.
Yeah. Okay. And then we also saw that it was really hard for him to actually get damage off.
Yeah, I think at the start of the game, both of our attack dice were just doing nothing. I was pretty happy with the opening exchange.
He had a pretty good kill box on you guys and your guys, and basically just rolled nothing, just managed to get 1 damage off on the Jakku.
I think, absolutely, and his attack dice were not hot. But these things happen, right? I think it was a lot of luck. The initiative helped. I was quite happy. I didn't make many mistakes. Forgetting the red cargo shoot was the only thing really. I was nervous being on stream, but he's a super nice guy, so that calmed us down. We had a really nice game.
I try to make it as invasive as possible.
Don't be an idiot on
and
stream,
it gets to the situation where I can see your hands shaking.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if is it the stream, is he just all are people just because I see everybody does it, and it's like, is it the stream or is it just everybody's like that because they're dead scared?
I'm a bit clumsy and shaky at the best of times, but hangover plus coffee plus being on the stream,
Okay,
I'm sweaty mess at the moment.
There you go. Let's leave it there for now because we might be seeing you again. Good luck with the next game, and let's see if you make the 186 legacy go a little bit further this year.
I think the list, if I had 4 Lom instead of Fan, I'd be more confident. But
okay. Look, here you go. Take this.
Awesome.
Wait a minute.
That's
your one.
well.
Okay. Cool.
Cheers.
Thank you.